Hello everybody, welcome back to From Rhythm to Algorithm, part 49, Sources and Signals. We have found no confirming evidence. Our great experts have decided. So let's just explore that idea. We're going to attack UFOs from a different angle. First question I want to ask is just, how do cell phones and radios work? Use words and explain that out loud to yourself. Alright, I have a cell phone. If I want to call somebody, ring ring, dial a number, sends a signal up to a satellite. That satellite sends that signal to the other cell phone, and then I get on a phone call with another person. But when you're on a phone call, can you recognize somebody's voice? How do you recognize somebody's voice if they're not literally sitting there directly next to you? Right? I have neighbors around me, they can't hear me through the walls. So how does that signal get preserved? And the same thing with radios, right? You have a source sends out a signal, and then you have a receiver. The empirical point to you is that's the empirical evidence of what I've called the preservation of dynamic, also known as the conservation of momentum. But we've been talking a lot about replacing the word light with the word momentum, or relating light to momentum with frequency or something. Again, trying to expand the logical ontology, so you need more words, so you're like connecting definitions. That's what deriving a definition is. But this is how cell phones work today, and it is direct physical proof that, again, most people don't think about it, but probably use it every single day. And additionally, there are no closed systems. We get our heat from, or the momentum from, the sun. That's what heats the earth. The earth heats us. And I also want to review the Hairy ball theorem. It's a mathematical result saying there's no vector fields. In any given vector field, there's always a non-zero vector. But that's really a mathematical result of there are no closed systems, and the only vector field, or the base vector, is temperature, right? You can't get to absolute zero. So temperature is the practical result of the Hairy ball theorem. But my point to you is, again, that is how cell phones and radios work, is the preservation of dynamic. So when we're thinking about the way we, right now, SETI, the search for extraterrestrial life, right, they look for fast radio bursts. Do you think an alien civilization, if they're out there, obviously, but would be like watching VHS tapes? Right? We already talked in the last episode. We talked about how quickly our computers decreased in size. So they would certainly be, if you want confirming evidence, they'd be using the most efficient medium of exchange. Right? So light versus momentum. Light and momentum, again, trying to be specific on the words, doesn't matter, versus sound. The speed of sound is less than the speed of light. So it'd certainly be an interaction with light or with momentum. And in the same way, you would need a signal and you would need a receiver. And so, again, I haven't done the experiment in literally 4 years, but I want to use the original scientist's images, because he's the one that discovered the experiment. Like I said, I've been functionally, logically working on, here's a couple incidences, here's how these crafts clearly work differently, meaning they're almost effectively silent, and they have extreme agility. So I've been working with just assume that's real, and that's how I started thinking, well, rhythm, if you walk it with good timing or in a good rhythm, you're quieter. So that was a direct functional thing I was working on for 3 years. But again, an alien would not be recording their TV shows with a VHS tape. So all you need now is this very, very high-tech piece of equipment. It's called a water bottle. And the only thing I don't have with me right now, I lost the other one I had, was a little vibrating plate. Vibrational information theory was also talked about. You can just do the experiment yourselves or look it up on the internet. But if you just put granules of sand on a vibrating plate, tune it to different frequencies, and they will structure formalized resonance patterns. So we know vibration at given frequencies demonstrates geometric emergence. So all you need to do is literally take a water bottle, go out into the sunlight, put it on a vibrating plate, jiggle, jiggle, jiggle. There's your receiver. There are no closed systems. There's the sunlight. We can see stars in the sky. Photons do not decay. And then take any camera, and not sunny at all here in Columbus, Ohio, raining right now, but even if you just look up at an artificial light, you'll see points of reflection where the reflection is concentrated. So go out into the sunlight. In the same way you can squint your eyes and you can see the literal light from the source coming to your eye, and take pictures of where those reflection points are in the sunlight. Like you'll see little rainbow reflections. Take pictures of that. Now put it on your computer and blow up the image, and you will see a sentient being, something with cephalization. A head, shoulders, arms. And then ask yourself, where could that source of that signal be coming from? All we did was set up a literal receiver. The goal of physics is to reduce big ideas to tabletop experiments. Go do it. Let me know what you find. Because I have been looking for I've done the experiment years ago, but I've been looking for, I want to use the original scientist's pictures, but I have not found him on I'm not on Facebook anymore, so I'm not on the app, so I can't find him, but he was blowing up the Breakthrough Prize in 2017. And again, you will see cephalization. And where is that signal coming from? It's not coming from inside the water bottle. It's not coming from the ground. We've extensively talked about how shadows need an object to interact with. Photons do not decay. Vibration at given resonances tunes into geometric resonance. Guaranteed absolute fact from the granules of sand. When you see a form of life in a reflection in your fucking water bottle's reflections, the only source of that signal, can't be from anywhere else besides the connected sunlight. Period, end of story. So that is definitively how you, again, Skype with an alien. Again, you just need a water bottle. Pretty cheap technology. And now let's just talk about other getting nonsense. So there you have it. There's our direct analysis. I'm not sure what the Navy is doing for analytics. That is the direct understanding of physics that leads to a physical result, and there's the correct analysis. But the other thing I wanted to talk about was just like the practical development, like how absurd, right? If the thing, and you can also see them consolidating their language, right? They go from, either again, I don't have the quotes, but either the fighter pilots or the reporting commission said they're intelligently controlled. So to say, that it's possible to be another country potentially, right? How about the development of the atomic bomb? How was that done? Well, people took a bunch, Eisenhower took a bunch of scientists from universities at a time with a lot less technology. So the integration of academia and education to industry, you would have to have huge research development, and you would have to have people from universities. And sorry, there's something on the whiteboard. But so to say, my point is, at a time with actual technology integration, to say that it's be practical to any capacity at all to take scientists and unknowingly develop an engine. Well, let's see what we give out Nobel Prizes, the most important discovery in physics every year. So they would have to, and again, it's for experimental results. So Roger Penrose for 2020, for the discovery that black hole formation is a robust prediction of the general theory of relativity. Not for relativity, not for developing a new math subject, for analyzing black holes. Reinhard Genzel and Andrea Ghez for the discovery of a supermassive compact object at the center of our galaxy. So they observed one galaxy. They observed something. This is again, light years away from developing an engine. And again, these are the top prizes. Wow. You would need teams and hordes of people. And the only way you would have to have a principle, like again, you would have to have a physics principle to drive actual innovation to begin with. So the practical development of anything besides alien is truly not scientific. It is not a decent conclusion. It is not decently analytic. But again, okay, yep, it's China. China did it. Again, they're not blowing up their economy and in the easiest way historically possible. And also to really throw off the rest of the world, they've built telescopes for fast radio bursts. So not only are they, hiding the actual engine development, they're spending tremendous billions of dollars to throw the rest of the world off with a little, just head sway. So again, extremely good, consistent scientific logic for the U.S. Navy. Now let's just see who runs the U.S. Navy. Let's see what his credentials are. The fuck? Leader of the Navy. Commander of the Navy. Admiral Michael Gilday, the Chief Naval Operations. What is his credentials? Let's see, what does he do? Admiral Gilday. Let me pause and I'm going to pull up his credentials. So Admiral Michael Gilday, he's a surface warfare officer, Naval Academy. He has a master's degree, not even a PhD. And again, PhD in terms of, it means nothing. I mean, how many PhDs, like the content of a PhD, how many get published each year? No clue, thousands, definitely thousands. How many do you see on the news? Right? Relevance pervades all subjects, all context, all social media avenues. Any big discovery would unequivocally be on the news in terms of a meaningful physics development. So we're at sea again. Just he has a master's degree, and that's it. But my point for they're saying, I watched the Daily Wire had a bunch of really intelligent people also sitting around talking about UFOs, but it was like the trained eye of a Navy officer. When you interact, that's how you contact an alien. You can just go look at them. But for a UFO, if you're looking at a million years of evolution, the evidence is the lack of evidence, right? The practical development. You would have, again, huge research centers. You would have tremendous satellite images of shit. And it would be demonstrable over, again, the Zimbabwe, I looked that up, that was in 1994. So for at least, and again, these sightings are just forever. So you're talking about the entire development of technology. So a trained eye, again, it's empirical, it's visceral. Go call the alien and ask yourself these questions, and the only reasonable scientific explanation is the one I just gave you. But, so again, I really wanted to talk about sources and signals and just again vocalize how cell phones and radios work. But it's a great experiment, and again, if you get a vibrating plate, you can also do the resonance experiment. But that's, again, you can look that up on the internet. I couldn't find it. I tried to find a vibrating plate on Amazon, just couldn't find one. But once I can find either the original images or just a vibrating plate, I will do the experiment and post the pictures. But my point is this is the correct logical and mathematical analysis with, again, the only verbiage I've introduced to this is preservation of dynamic. And again, you need your really high-tech piece of equipment, a water bottle. And they said the light will refract through the medium of the water. So there you have it. That's what I wanted to say about sources and signals, and go have fun Skyping with aliens.